I think we're live. Welcome to the Sports Card Lessons Podcast. I'm your host, Big Ken. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on a streaming service, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop any new content. Welcome to a special Day One Live from the National. It did not start off well, but it ended well. I have to start with transportation at this hotel. Like nothing, I guess I can blame on the National, but this is one of the hotels you get through conference housing. Transportation to this hotel. I sat at the airport for over an hour. No shuttle ever showed up. So I just ended up taking a taxi. When I was supposed to get a free, picked up and brought here. I ended up taking a taxi over here. Kind of a nightmare, And then I show up because I called 4 times to the hotel. I show up to the lobby and I'm like, what is going on? I literally had to take a taxi here. I called you guys 4 times over the last hour and no one ever came. And the manager's like, man, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Could I get you a cold water? Cold water. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll fix everything. But then I had to sign up. So you have to sign up for the shuttle to get down to the conference center from the hotel, which is under construction, right? I'm going to beat this hotel up all week. It's under construction. I'm going to post a picture of what it looks like outside my door. It's under major renovations. So you have to sign up, and then they say, be here promptly in the lobby to get to your shuttle. So I had a 4:00 shuttle to go down to the National, and I got down there at 10:04, and it showed up at like 25 after 4, and then the door doesn't open. You have to manually grab the doors, like the school bus doors, and open them to get. I'm like, oh my God, this is probably the last time I'm taking the shuttle here. So you know what? Okay, we get to the National. It's going to make everything great, right? If you talk to anybody today that was a VIP that had to go stand in a line to get their VIP badge, it was insane. People waited 90 minutes or more to get their badges. I walked up, I saw that line. I got halfway down that line. I turned around. I'm like, I'm not standing in this line. I went down to Starbucks down in the main lobby. I got a nice coffee. I got a little bite to eat, kind of calm down, decompress, relax, because my blood pressure was up to here. And then I decided, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I'll just go buy a 1-day pass, walk around, and then go upstairs at like 7 or 7:30. And then I ran into somebody who said, just go up this way. Don't go up that way. Go up this way. Do this, do that. They told me all the things to do and got me up pretty close to the front line. My wait was maybe 10 minutes at the very end. So I think that's when everything turned around. It's one of those things where I just said, instead of, getting crazy, I just relaxed, and a lot of things just turned around, and it got a little smooth from there. I was able to get into the National, walk around. Then, like we talked about, everybody talked about, it's so hard to figure out where you are. And I think that Ludex map is, Adrian T says Starbucks is always the cure. You bet. It's just caffeine, right? Just coffee or caffeine. That'll fix anything. The Ludex thing is great, but like you still have to figure out where you are. And thankfully they have, the commercial booths. There's 3 different areas of commercial booths. So you kind of know, like if you're looking for something, then you're like, okay, I need to find SGC, or I need to find this or that. So, it's just been day one, but I kind of got acclimated a little bit to the lay of the land. And I think I should do okay throughout. I do have to say, from, my first glance walking through there, everything seems super expensive. I mean, just stuff that I know prices of. And, we just had Jonathan, basketball card guy, on, and he was just talking about, hey, when I walk up to a table, and he was just talking about pricing, and is he even going to stand here and negotiate with anybody, or is he just going to move on? Right. Yeah. I mean, like Caitlin Clark's silver prisms at $4,500. I mean, I don't think it's ever sold at $4,500. I think the most I've seen it sold at like 31 or 3150, $3,100, right? And they're in there at $4,500, and just a lot of cars that I know the prices of, that I just walked up and I'm looking in the cases and I'm just shaking my head. Like some other Caitlin Clarks that are about the 250 mark, they're priced at $400. Yeah, it was just a little crazy. Now, I'm basing it on cards that I'm looking at. And let me tell you something. You can't look into a case without seeing a Caitlin Clark card. I just want to throw that out there. Everybody has a Caitlin Clark card in their case out there. Not much else as far as WNBA. I mean, yes, there are some people out there, but not as much as you would think, or maybe that's what you would think. But I talked to a few other people and said, yeah, I mean, sticker prices are super expensive, but some people have been able to negotiate and get better deals on that. On the opposite side, I've listened to people negotiate, on buying and making offers on cards, and I mean, I hear what they're saying. They're like, hey, you know what? The last one sold at 100. I have to pay you 70 if I'm going to make money on this. But I don't know many people who want to sell their cards at that. But lo and behold, there's a lot of people in the room are letting their cards go for pretty cheap. In fact, I tried to say, I was hoping somebody said no, because I was going to make a play on a couple cards that that they were selling to the dealer at those prices. I would have bought them all day. So Ziggy says, cheers, saw you walk. Zig, saw me walk by, you should have yelled. You were breaking at the Whatnot booth. Yes, definitely catch me tomorrow. I will be around. I will be there very early tomorrow. I want to get in there early. And I have to say this. I have to say that this is the busiest Wednesday I've ever seen the National. In all my years of coming, this is my favorite day. And the VIP, and I mean, I complain about the VIP, but it's what to expect, right? I was hoping it'd be a little better, but the last couple of years, well, actually the last year I stood in line at the VIP, and then the 3 years before that I'd been setting up, right? And I know what the show floors had looked like previous to that on Wednesday. Last year, Wednesday was my favorite day because I was able to go to every single table, see in everybody's case, talk to people, things like that. And today was super busy for a Wednesday, super busy. I think this is going to be a record-breaking crowd this year. I think today was probably record-breaking for them. So definitely the busiest Wednesday that I've seen at the National, whether I'm setting up or walking the floor. Some other people I did go find today to say hello. Josh from PC Sports Cards, Chris from Card Ladder, who hooked me up with a bunch of merch, Jeremy Lee, Sports Card Live, Donald McAllister from the West Coast Card Show, who helped me get in there. Appreciate him. And of course, my man Craig, New York City Sports Cards. Not only did we hang out at the show, but we had dinner tonight too, and I'll get into that just a little bit later. But I do have to say, it is my first time in Chicago not staying across the street, and what an inconvenience being down the street. And I thought to myself when I was booking the room that, hey, it's a mile and a half, maybe I could walk, which is, I mean, I guess it's walkable, but not that I'm going to walk it, because it's, I can see what I'd be up against walking down there. And the transportation, like tonight when it got out, I mean, it was just, I know there's not enough Ubers to go around for all these people standing outside. And I know it took and it was raining here tonight too. So nobody was walking. Everybody was trying to get an Uber. So people were out there for an awful long time waiting on rides or waiting to get rides. So yeah, it's definitely nicer when you're staying right there across the street where you don't need transportation, where you can just walk out of your hotel and walk across the street. This is my first time staying up the street, and I'm thinking to myself, man, what a mistake. I should have figured out some way to stay closer within walking distance. And I talked about, walking distance being, the key to being here. But you live and you learn, right? This is the lessons we learn. So, I think I'm going to end up spending a lot of time and a lot of money on Ubers this week. Went to Gibson's for dinner, where the who's who went for dinner, right? I was there with Craig, New York City sports cars, but we saw Emmitt Smith, Ray Lewis, Anquan Bolden. I mean, just people just walking in, and I do have to say, just tell a little funny story. I think you're going to hear the story a second time Sunday when I bring Craig on to do a little recap when we get back. But it was quite funny. It was very crowded. The show had just ended. It was very crowded in Gibson's, and Emmitt Smith walked by into the bar area, and then he came back, and I nudged him. I said, "Hey, there goes Emmitt," right? And he was there 2 years ago when we had dinner there. He was there. So he was coming back, and he asked somebody where the bathroom was, and the guy pointed, and he's looking like there was a big crowd. And my guy Craig says to him, he says, "Hey, Emmitt, you need me to block for you?" So I thought at first Emmitt was a little confused. I think he was asking like somebody wanted to take a picture or something. Then when he realized, he turned around and he laughed. He shook it like he figured it out. It was kind of funny. It was definitely a funny moment. And my guy Craig is very quick-witted, so it was a lot of people got a little bit of a laugh out of that one. But dinner was awesome. One of my favorite places to eat. Looking forward to this. I'm actually going back to Gibson's on Friday night with my man Jonathan at Homer Sports Cards. So definitely looking forward to that. Just a little recap of what came in our VIP thing today. So actually some really cool cards. I mean, I'm just going to throw them up there, the ones that I think are cool. The VIP cards, Ashton Gente and Lamine Lamal. I got to get the right light on that, which I thought were cool. I don't know any values on these things. And then we've got the Panini Instance, Totero McMillan. I don't know how to say his name. Marion Hampton, Colston Loveland, or as Zip says, Lovelace. Matthew Golden, Quinshaw Judkins, Travion Henderson. And this is another Ashton Gente from these ones here. Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, and Paige Beckers. It's funny. I went to the ONIT. They do the college cards. And I went to their booth today, and they're like, yeah, what can I get you? And I said, I want the UConn one. And they're like, yeah, no, we're out. They're sold out. So, and then the upper deck, the special packs that they give you, the silver packs. I got another Lamine Lamal, and I haven't looked this guy up. I don't know who this guy is, hockey player, but I got an auto, Anze Kopitar. And this was numbered, right? This was numbered to. Was that numbered? One of these cards was numbered. That one wasn't. But anyway, it's kind of cool. I mean, I like this stuff. I pay extra. This is the kind of crap I like, you know. But I know in years past, because of you get these cards, that these cards all hold value. Some of them last year we were selling like 30, 40, $50. Mostly the Caitlin Clark cards, right? But and the Cameron Brink cards, but you know what? You have to pay out for this VIP thing. So hopefully you'll get some money back. I don't know how many they that's it that they produce and put out there, but that's it for these cards, right? So I think right now in this next week or next 2 weeks that they're going to be the value of this won't be any higher than in the next week or two. Then they'll just start to drop, and I figured that out over the last couple of years. So if you get them, sell them. And then there was some other stuff here I haven't even opened yet. I'm not even sure what these things are. Not even sure. I'm just going to hold them up because I don't even know what the heck they are, man. You probably know what they are. These are like sticker packs. This is things from V and Friends, which I know Ziggy's big on V and Friends. So maybe you could tell me if this was this guy. I didn't even open them. So maybe there's something worthwhile inside. And then there's some other packs of cards in there. I didn't think they were really worth coming out and talking to you guys about. But yeah, that's it. I mean, that's day one. Getting here, my flight in was great. My transportation to this hotel was horrible. This whole hotel is just crap. Under construction, and I mean, I got buckets of paint and drywall and all kinds of crap stacked outside my door. It's I can't even imagine that they knew that this convention was coming to town and had this hotel in this position. The National, really busy. First day, Wednesday, super busy. Prices were high, but I mean, I guess that's to expect for the first day. And you know what? The upper room, that 75 tables up in the upper room, there's this massive room that they crammed in these 75 tables. They could have given them a little bit more room, but I thought that was going to be a horrible idea, and it looks like a really good idea. That place was busy, really busy up there. Guys I know up there, dealers I know up there have said, hey, people are finding us, people are buying, things are good up here. So hats off again to the National for figuring out that room. But I would have to say, I bet you that room expands next year because there's just so much room not being used in that room upstairs. So I have a feeling that room will probably grow for next year. We'll see. So look, I'm going to wrap it up. I will be back tomorrow night with a day two. Here, I will give you all the everything that happens to me tomorrow. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, spread the word. And until next time, take care of yourselves and everyone around you. Have a good night.